So
hold on.
let's talk
I need
really
to fix
quickly,
something.
just the various forms of CQB. We'll get through a couple theory-related things so that by the time Boom and Duff have actually, and Bubba now, have cleared the map, we can actually sit down and do some footwork and everything else. Two different kinds of CQB, dynamic and deliberate CQB. The guys that we run with typically default to deliberate CQB. And what that means is that we're going to do a lot of the work related to the room. Hey, class. We're going to do a lot of the work related to the room outside of that room as much as we can. Dynamic CQB is going to take a greater focus on getting inside the space and dominating a room from inside the room. Deliberate CQB takes much greater pains to dominate the room from outside of it and only commits to the room to do what's absolutely necessary in terms of clearing it. Okay? So dynamic CQB believes in speed, surprise, violence of action, SSVOA. Okay? Speed is talking about tempo. Okay? When you're talking dynamic CQB, you're talking the speed of the operator. So this is typically your Hollywood type CQB. This is the CQB that the Marines would have used during the Battle of Fallujah, both of them. This is what the Army and the Marines preached for decades. And it's only until very recently that SWAT teams and the military have started to move more towards a deliberate style CQB, which we'll cover more later. So speed is talking about speed of the operator then. You're typically moving pretty quickly. The idea is to flood a space with violence and with bodies, and what you lack in grace, you make up with in overwhelming firepower. Okay? Surprise is pretty universal, whether you're talking deliberate or dynamic CQB. Surprise is talking about seeing the threat first and engaging the threat first. Okay? Typically, the way that speed is going to be portrayed in a dynamic CQB is you are moving through the building with such violence and such speed, for lack of a better word, that you're overwhelming the enemy. What was that?
Suddenness.
Yeah. You kind of think of it like you've seen Red before, the second Red.
Yes.
Where he's tied up on a table and he's calling out the distance of the shots, and then he's got that guy that's kind of sitting in the room with him. He's like, you need to unlock me. They're going to kill us both. And that guard's just standing there and he looks like he doesn't know what to do, and all of a sudden the door gets kicked down and they flood inside the room and just shoot him immediately. And it's all very sudden and very violent. That's dynamic CQB. Okay. And that's the surprise portion of it as well. When you get inside the space, you're quickly identifying your potential targets and you're eliminating them almost immediately. There's not a lot of time then for the contact to react. There's generally not calls for compliance or anything like that. Again, it's that more military style of room clearing. It's very aggressive. Violence of action is violence of action. You're typically using your violence of action to replace speed and surprise. Okay? We're not going to be shooting our guns and throwing flashbangs and putting C2 on the doors unless we have no other options as a police force. Okay? That's your dynamic CQB. If this team is going to move dynamically, we have a code phrase, and it's typically going to happen when we're at a door. The code phrase is, I open, you flow. So if we ever get to the point where we are in a hurry, we'll call I open, you flow. And that means that whoever is second man on the door is just immediately going to dump into the room, and first man's going to, the guy that's opening the door is going to follow him as well. Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Cool. Deliberate CQB has its own separate catchphrases, time, distance, and security. But for now, we're going to keep talking in terms of speed, surprise, and violence of action, just to show how we can sort of rephrase things. And it's still the same principle, but it works a little bit differently. So when we're talking about speed in terms of deliberate CQB, we're talking about your individual processing speed. So know you're a computer guy, Grizzly. You're familiar with CPUs, GPUs, and all the rest. The faster your personal CPU is able to identify potential targets, identify dead space, and handle all of the stimulus that's in a room, the faster you can clear it safely using deliberate style CQB. The slower your personal CPU is, the slower you need to move. this also applies to the space that you're working with. A space like this has massive numbers of potential threats. So you can move through it quickly, and you can trade awareness of the space for speed. Sometimes that will give you greater security, or it could cause you to accidentally walk through a tripwire. It could cause you to expose yourself to an angle that you're not prepared to handle. Deliberate CQB says it's better to be aware than to be fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Surprise is surprise, violence of action is violence of action. Those things don't change a great deal when you move between the kinds of CQB. Again, this team tends to default to deliberate. So when we're doing deliberate CQB, we're doing a thorough threshold assessment. That means we're trying to observe the room from outside of the room on that threshold. We're checking for traps. We're trying to do call-outs. So if we see a contact with a weapon, or I should say, if we see a suspect with a weapon, we're generally going to try that call for compliance first. We're going to let them know, hey, LSPD, we're the police, drop the weapon. Show me your hands. Whatever we need to tell them in order to get them to comply and to no longer be a potential threat. Okay. The way this team typically communicates is using affirming commands. So if we move over to a door over here, because it's the spot that you'll see it used the most, is when we're sort of hung up on doors. The way that affirming commands is going to work is you're essentially going to place an ING, Indigo, November, Golf, at the end of whatever action you want to complete. So for example, if you wanted to open this door, we would call out opening, and that's an offer. I would like to open the door. Whoever is then working with you needs to drop the ING and then just call out open. So we'll practice here. Opening.
Open.
Affirming commands. So this applies to most things that you're going to do. Moving, move, opening, open, peeking, peek. When it comes to peeking the door, the only reason we'll peek a door is to check for a trap. Okay. So in this instance, go ahead and peek the door. We can practice.
Peeking.
Peek. No trap. Now, as soon as I have called no trap, you do not have to ask to open the door. If the door has no trap, pop the door. We can start doing our threshold assessment. There's no reason to keep the door peeked. And ready or not, suspects are triggered by the door being peeked. So it is not particularly sneaky to peek a door. They will notice on the harder difficulties, and they'll instantly react to it. So the only usefulness that you get out of it is checking for that trap. The concealment that it provides is negligible. They have wall hacks. They will kill you. So that's affirming commands. Just a general comms rule. Keep it concise. Keep it short, brief, to the point. If you say more than 15 words, or if it takes you longer than 10 seconds to communicate with your team, you're either in the team lead position and you're providing big overarching planning to the whole team, or you've tackled too much information. You're overworked right now. Whatever you say to your team, you should be able to keep it pretty brief. Okay. If it's getting to the point where you feel like you're, doing a video essay in the middle of the Ready or Not mission, you're overworked, you're overstimulated, you're taking in too much information. You need to take a step back. You need to get your team to take steps back with you. You need to start taking things in smaller chunks. Does that make sense?
It does and it doesn't at the same time.
Okay. What part doesn't?
I mean, okay, no. The concept itself makes sense, but we'll take the op that we did the other day as an example. There were double doors into a very large room on either of the entrances to the room, and as far as relaying information, there's not a good way to relay a whole lot that quickly. You know what I mean? Yep.
So I would argue in that moment that you're overworked, that you're taking in too much information. Because if your interpretation of a space is, oh my god, that's too much, then it's too much.
Well, so, how do you...
If we have
on both entrances to that room, in hindsight, no. I know that I'm overworked in both those instances.
Yeah. Is Doofy alive?
No.
Boom killed him.
Boom. He did not kill me.
There was a fucking guy who could shoot me while on my face, and I tried punching him, and he would not back away.
Oh, I see.
I couldn't shoot him, so I had to punch him, and it wasn't doing it.
Nice. All right, ducklings, come over here real quick so we can take a look at being overworked. So the first time that we move into this space, you as a single operator have this space to the front of you. You have this little dead space over on my flashlight here. You have this sort of blacked out area that's, you could see a body in there, but still it's kind of dark. It's difficult to see. You have everything on this floor.
Listen, I only
And you have a
downloaded the
floor
movies,
above,
but that's it.
potentially. This is a position where I would say that we are overworked, kind of a thing. Is it relatively similar to the example you're talking about already,
This is not good.
Grizzly?
Kind of. I mean, no, because the example I'm talking about doesn't have multiple floors, but it is a big open room like this, right?
Yep.
Like and it's got layers within the room, so you have slightly elevated space, you have a stairway on the right, you've got multiple door exits, and the room on the inside doesn't have any real landmarks that you can say, you know,
This can't
look for
be
this, look for
happening.
that type thing. It's just a big ass fucking foyer.
Yep. So let's back up real quick. Excuse me, Bubba. Or not Bubba. That's fine. Let's start here. Okay. Before we move into this space, we arguably have less to handle right now, right? But still, for the moment, only our 2 guns. Do you want to handle this next space with only 2 guns?
Well, no. Not if I have another option.
Not if you have another option. And for now, we have 2 other guns with us, so we've got 4 guys total. So looking at the
I don't know if I
space...
would want to handle this with 4 guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to handle it with 4 guys either. Generally, I would avoid this space until very last, and I would attack it top down if I had any choice in the matter. But for some reason, we don't. And we're going to try to tackle it with the 4 guys that we have. From your position, you have a limited view of everything on the right side of the room. You can only see the left. So what's going to happen here is the threshold assessment that we talked about earlier. This is where the communication is going to come into play. I'm not saying that you're actually locked into 15 words in less than 10 seconds, but that's like a rough measure of how much communication you should need. So from my perspective right here, I can clearly see that we have a floor above us. And if I crouched, I could see even another floor above us. But I probably wouldn't in this case. I would just see the one floor that's above us. And I'd see that it's kind of dark and sort of cluttered on this right-hand side. So what I would communicate in this case is right side of the room is cluttered. We're working with multiple floors. That's more than 15 words, but less than 10 seconds. And while it doesn't provide a great deal of detail, it does point out the vast majority of the threats. Even for the people who can't see the next room that you and I are looking into, they're already forming that mental picture of the right side of the room is complicated, and we're working with multiple floors. Even better, I could tell them, staircase to our front leads upwards.
Then my comm would be no factor left, no factor door left, because that door's barred.
Well, if you've already called no factor left, then anybody who looks at the left side of the room is going to see what you're seeing, is going to understand why you said no factor left. No factor means there's nothing over there to clear and nothing that could be a portal to a threat. So there's no doors and no windows, there's no little dead spaces, there's nothing on the left side from your perspective that's going to potentially become a threat. So no factor left means you no longer have to point out individual landmarks. It just is no threat.
Okay.
Okay? And look at that. You did everything in far less than 15 words and far less than 10 seconds. The presumption then is that the floor does extend on the left side of the room as well. But again, people with eyes are going to see that anyway. Does that kind of make sense as far as the comm rules go?
Sure.
Sweet. Okay. Then that's all we'll say for that for now. Let's talk super quickly about room shapes. Rooms.
Is there a spot for another infant?
Yes, of course. Once we go back to the lobby, which will
Beautiful.
probably be about 30, 45 minutes. Maybe. I might go out early since Duffington died. Rooms are, generally speaking... center fed or corner fed. Those are pretty much your two options. Of course, we can think of it in much more complicated terms. But this is a primer. This is meant to be the basics. So we'll think of it in that term alone for now. If you come over here, you have a fantastic example of a center fed room. In this case, the door happens to actually pretty much be in the center of the room. The room extends to the left and right of the door fairly equally. Not all center-fed doors are truly center-fed. The difference, as far as we're concerned, between a center and corner-fed room is going to be the ability to put somebody behind the door when it opens. So if we come over here and we open this door cannot fit a body behind it. Okay. And in fact, if this was reality, somebody probably could fit back there and somebody could be inside of this bathtub, but because it's ready or not, they really can't. This would be considered a corner-fed room, and it feeds to the right, because the majority of the room is to the right side when you enter. So, center-fed here. The room that you're looking at now is corner-fed right.
Other than... So working together, we'd be able to tell that this is a corner-fed, but from this side here, I cannot tell that it's corner-fed.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So I would communicate to you that there's space to the right, and that's about all I got, right? Like there's just, I mean, it's no factor. Like I can see there's nothing there, but there is space to the right.
Yep. So, if you ever move up to a room, and let's say that the door is swung in such a way that you can't actually tell if this is corner-fed or center-fed, how far does the room extend to the left? It's hard to tell because of this door in the way. You would just call out what you can see, and what you can see is that the room extends to the right, and the left is unknown. The less detail you give about a direction, the more the rest of us are going to assume you can't see that direction.
So I would call that the room extends to my left.
Stay course, stay forward.
Right?
No, this is to the right. It's the perspective of the room. So the room extends to the right.
So it's not from where you're standing.
It shouldn't matter where I'm standing. This is to the right.
What do you... Sure, but for me, the room is extending to the left because I can see the wall on the right. So the room extends left.
Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. We're painting a picture of the room. We're not talking from perspectives. The way that we're describing the room is if you walk through the door, here is the direction that thing exists. Okay? Not, I'm standing with my left shoulder on the wall, the room extends to the left. That means when you enter the door, the room extends to the left. That's what that phrase means, extending to the left. As you enter the threshold, which direction?
Because I have literally zero intel to share here. I mean, there's a fucking wall.
Correct.
Like, cool.
Yeah. So you're.
So
we'll get to
so extends right doesn't help me because I can't tell if there's anything. You know what I mean?
For the moment. Yeah.
So well, sure, but like, what would I call it? Like, we're talking about being able to diagnose what a room is and what a room isn't, right? And from this spot, I can't diagnose a goddamn thing.
But you did. You diagnosed that the room extends to the right. And if that's all you know, then that's all you can say.
But I can't, because I can't see that it extends from the right from here.
Dios mío.
I can just see that wall. So I don't know what's in here. Because if we're talking from here, the room extends forward. This is to the right. This is to the left.
This is one of those beautiful situations where for once I get to tell you that you're making things too complicated. Make it simpler.
Well, I guess I'm just not understanding your terminology, because from here you're saying the room extends right, and then from here you're also saying the room extends right, but the room doesn't extend right from this side, and you're saying it's from relative to the room, which means if I stand in this doorway, it extends front. And this is to the right, and it's a dead end, and this is to the left, and it's a dead end.
Saying that a room extends to the front is like saying there's dead space behind the door. It's a given. Most rooms extend to the front. They kind of have to.
I guess... Yeah, I guess I'm just confused by the terminology that we're using.
When you walk into this room, where is the majority of the space besides forwards?
You know, I would assume to the right. It's slightly larger than the left, but not by much.
Yep, slightly. Slightly. But we're trying to use economy of words here. we're not trying to use a bunch of words and give a bunch of minutia, a lot of little details or anything like that. We're just saying, hey, room extends to the right, no eyes left. Cool. Okay, so we know that there's more space on the right side than the left, and we don't have any eyes on that left side.
Got it. Here's where I'm getting confused by the terms, because we're talking about a corner-fed room here, even though this isn't a corner-fed, it's technically a center-fed. We're saying it's corner-fed because there's nothing here on the left that we have to worry about, technically.
Well, we straight up can't
said,
interact with the left side of the room. Like, if you open this door and I'm standing here on the left side, the door doesn't open normally. It opens mostly normally, but if there's an AI back here, the door will impact them and it will swing abnormally. So we're calling this one corner fed in the respect that there's not actually enough space behind that door for it to truly hide a body. It's not the best example of a corner fed room. There are others and other missions that are much better, but that's just a general take on it.
I think I understand what I'm supposed to understand.
Yeah. Center versus corner fed. If a room extends mostly in a direction, like, for example, if we ignore all the space to the front here, okay, and we stepped out through this threshold, the vast majority of this quote-unquote room extends to the right.
I mean, this is actually a pretty perfect corner-fed room, because there's literally nothing to the left.
Yes.
So if I'm standing on the left side of this door, or the right side of this door, it's really easy for me to say the room extends to the right.
Yep. This would be
because through this doorway, everything I need to worry about is this way. I can put my back to this wall, and I'm not as concerned about getting shot from there.
Oh, you're speaking from a visual standpoint. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm as you guys have been talking this whole time, I've been like using, because I see everything in pictures. Like when things are explained to me via words, I try to draw a picture in my head through like everything. That's just how I process information. And I was really confused, but it's, yeah, okay. It's from, you talk from your point of view. So when you say it extends to the right, extends to the left, you're just saying, hey, this room goes farther than I can see.
Yes. Or even if you can see that it goes a long way in that direction, that's enough to say that it extends to the right. Because maybe we don't have eyes on the left.
I mean, I like joined midway through you talking that. I didn't want to like butt in at all, but then I kind of just then it like clicked to me that you were talking from your point of view of like, hey, you're just describing things from what you can see, and that made understanding literally everything that you just said 10 times better.
Yes. We are streaming on Twitch as well. If you're feeling lucky and you want to try it again, maybe this time you'll actually be able to watch Beast, but you can see what we're looking at as well, which might help.
Yeah, I'm downloading the game right now. You guys have 5 and 6 player game, isn't it?
We have a mod.
We
can have more people. It's fine.
Hallelujah!
Amen.
All right, cool. Yeah,
cool.
Awesome.
Okay, so the only other thing, the only other two things that we'll talk about, if you give me a little more space, let's come back this way,
I apologize.
is we could talk about things being in terms of long or far away or near. Okay, if something is long, then it's considered a distance away. If something is near, then it's considered close. So, for example...
Oh, for instance, from my side, I'm going to say center-fed room, no visual left wall.
Yeah, because the door's in the way, you can't really see anything. We're going to pretend, if you come over here on this left side of the threshold, we're going to pretend that can, right there, is a baddie. In this case, because the room is so short, I'm not going to make a point of calling out near or far. I would just say that I have a contact, easy corner right side. Okay? Whereas, if we come over to this threshold over here...
Wait, you said easy corner. There's hard corner?
Yeah. Easy corner.
Define the easy and hard corner.
Easy corner can be scanned from outside that threshold. Hard corner.
Hard corner.
Requires you to dig into the room.
Got
and
it.
actually clear it. Boots on the ground. Okay?
10-4.
Easy and hard corners. Whereas, if we came out of this threshold, there's a big difference between these boxes here, which would be considered near, and this plant way over here, which would be considered long. So if I have a
But both of those are considered hard angles because we have to take space in order to clear them.
Sure. This isn't the best mission in the world to show these things. We usually have a modded map where we will do the training. we're very much making do with this one.
I've been on that before.
Yeah, a certain amount of creative liberties has to be taken with the descriptions that we're giving. It kind of is what it is. So this is be considered a near contact. This would be considered a long contact or a far contact. Kind of a thing.
Less is more.
Yeah. So those two particular words, describing things as near or far,
Streams all day.
just helps your team get a better mental image of everything that's going on. So being able to describe features or people within a space is all useful to everybody who can't see the space. Again, if we're defaulting to that deliberate CQB, you're essentially painting that picture for everybody who's going to follow in after you who doesn't have the time that you do to actually observe the space.
Right.
Yeah. So that's near, far, long, far, whatever you prefer to use. Another great way of describing things to a teammate is using either a clock method or a degree method. So very commonly understood degrees that people could generally sort of reference or estimate are 30, 45, and 60. If you're getting to the point where you're calling something as a 10-degree angle in the room, you're either talking about a massive space or you're basically digging the hard corner, so just call it the hard corner kind of a thing. 30, 45, and 60 degrees, you should generally be able to estimate those and call out features as being on those angles. Your other option is to use clock measures. So straight through a door is 12 o'clock. About 15 degrees to the right of that would be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Should be about that 90-degree angle. Excuse me, 30 degrees. About 30-degree change should be 1 o'clock, then 2 o'clock, and 90 degrees should be 3 o'clock through the door. 6 is 6, it's right behind you. 9 o'clock is straight to the left, etc., etc. I tend to use degrees. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, I prefer the clock, personally.
Sure. It doesn't matter which
That's
one
the way
you
my brain
use.
works.
Everybody understands what you say when you say those things on this team. So
Sure.
it's personal preference. I tend to use degrees, but that's because the guys who trained me worked with GLID, and GLID used degrees, so it's what I know.
Sure.
Kind of a thing. Sweet. Fatal funnels, you're familiar?
Just refresh me anyway. I mean, yes, but it's never bad to have a clarification.
Sure. So kind of like how the space behind the door is a given dead space, and it's generally considered normal that rooms extend forward. It's also considered sort of a given that every time you walk through a threshold, you are in temporarily a fatal funnel.
Streams all day.
A better example of a fatal funnel is this hallway right here. So,
It is a long fatal funnel.
yes. And those are the kind of fatal funnels that are most dangerous and require a specific way of handling, at least as far as this team is concerned. So, right now, you were able to squeeze past me, but pretty much the most that we could get in here is 2 people side by side, right? Boom and Bubba, where you at?
Coming up.
Okay. Can I get one of you
Alright.
outside the server room door, and then another one of you behind Grizzly and I?
I'll get outside. Excuse me.
I was trying to go back so that you could get out, but I'll just go out and then go back in.
Okay. Where we go?
Okay.
Row.
So it makes me wish we could put our weapons on safe again, but unfortunately
I'm right behind you.
they took that out. Oh, yep. All right, we'll just all go out. And then that'll be it. Oh, never mind, never mind. I wanted Bubba behind us. Sorry. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, goober.
No, I am-
It happens to the best of us.
That's okay. I want to be the third man in this case. So go ahead and step up there, Bubba, so that the people that are watching the stream can kind of see what's going on. So, what's happening right now, if you turn back and look at me vanish, is when I'm standing behind Bubba, even if he crouches, my weapon is pushing up into that high ready. So when we stand too close to obstacles and ready or not, your weapon gets pushed into high ready, and no matter how much I click my gun, it will not fire. Okay? This is ready or not sort of clumsy attempt at mimicking what's called muzzle before flesh. We'll talk more about that later. But essentially, this is a safety mechanism where you don't accidentally shoot your partner. Now, this room isn't really set up very well that we can have more than pretty much 2 guns looking at this. And if Boom very nicely simulated being a bad guy without actually shooting us, you could see pretty quickly why we would consider this a fatal funnel. Do any of the 3 of us have any options to maneuver in this case?
Nope.
Do we have cover or concealment that we can use to increase our chances of surviving a gunfight.
No, not really.
So the
I
only
mean, maybe
thing...
you could get back around the corner, but he and I are fried.
Yes, yes. Your only option is forward, and forward doesn't actually provide... Hey, Atlantis. Forward doesn't actually provide any real safety measures at all. A man with an automatic weapon or a happy trigger finger walking around that corner could very easily net himself 300 points if this was Battlefield 6. So, we call these fatal funnels. Anytime we encounter a fatal funnel, within reason, we like to commit no more than 2 operators to that space. So, if everybody backs up real quick, you can come in here as well, Boom, so that we can see what we do with more operators, kind of a thing. Everybody go ahead and step over here, like we haven't cleared everything yet. If we're working to clear this space that we're in right now, we'll pretend that everything to the right side of us is cleared. These 2 open doors deeper inside the space are not clear, nor is this hallway to our left. Okay, so everything that we need to be clearing now is to our front. So we've got ourselves set up here. We've got that nice little crossing sectors of fire. We've got pretty decent coverage of the space. There's not really any direction forward of us that somebody could come where they could catch us by surprise. I would argue that my position is not the best. This would be better for me, right here. Because now I at least have some concealment I could duck back into if I take a fight. Okay, we need to move forward and we need to cover all the potential threats. Well, luckily, both doors to our front are going to step out into a common hallway. Just so that everybody can see that. Anybody that tries to engage us from those doors pretty much has to step into the hallway. So somebody who wants to cover both these doors could pretty effectively do it from where I'm standing right now. Okay. Pretty much no matter where they come from in there, I am secure from any potential threats. However, Grizzly, what I want you to do is I want you to step around this wall and into the hallway, but I want you to stare at this door the entire time you do it.
Which one? Flashlight it?
This door.
Okay.
Okay. So move at a nice walking pace. And notice how your angle and your exposure to that door changes as you try to move to cover the potential threats to our left. Right?
Yes.
From my current position, I cannot effectively provide cover for you as you move into that hallway to the left. Okay.
So would we plate each other across then?
Yes. Yes. So if you go ahead and step back here real quick to where you were before.
Yes.
If I stepped over here to better provide cover for you as you moved into the hallway, I'm naturally exposing myself to the left because it's no longer in my periphery. It's not the best spot for me to be able to see that. I'm providing excellent cover from this perspective, but I require also somebody to cover my back, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
because I can see his weapon, but he can't really see me because he's got this big ass box in his way.
Yeah, all these little PCs here. So this is where we're going to talk about plating. This isn't normally something we cover in the primer, but you've done the primer before, so we'll talk about it here. We can solve 2 problems using 2 people plating here. We could solve more problems if we have more people. So let's talk about the plan that we would use here. Boom and Bubba, go ahead and step up to Vanish. That way we got all 4 guys online. Vanish, what problem are you best set to solve in this instant? Probably the one to your left. It would require us to cross otherwise. And there's no reason to risk that in this case, because we could very easily do what's called a hook, a J-hook here. And it would be safer for us both to just turn into our new responsibilities, right? When we do that, though, it's going to leave me out to dry. The next 2 guys are going to be able to flow into the next 2 spaces, and I'm going to be able to step away from watching that door by having those 2 guys do it. So this is going to be coordinated. We're going to do it at a walking pace. But once we start moving, everybody's going to have a responsibility. So the first thing I'm going to do is move up here so that I'm online with you. You're going to hook around this threshold, we'll call it. This wall that you're next to. You're not going to push...
Left, I'm going to hold right.
Say that again, sorry.
Okay. You say I'm hooking.
Yep.
Which is fine. But I'm not sure where you want my gun when I hook, because my body can hook left and my gun can stay right, or my whole POV can hook left, and then I'm trusting that somebody's gonna keep my butthole from having more than one hole.
Yes. So, Boom, go ahead and switch out with Vanish real quick.
I didn't know which one you wanted.
That's good. I'm just going to show you what I meant instead of trying to talk all the way through it, because it'll be faster this way. So, Boom, I'm going to plate you here, and I just need you to cover my left. Moving.
Okay. Move.
Walking pace.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. Then bring it back now, y'all. We'll actually do it on your count.
Moving.
Move. So in theory, as we did that, we should have been roughly paralleled with each other the entire time. Our backs should have roughly been placed up against each other. That's plating.
Yes.
So now,
here's my question.
Yep.
Why? Because you're holding this door. Why do you give up this position of strength? And why doesn't the guy behind me either take this door in front of me and I plate with the guy behind me, or the guy behind me takes this door to the left? Why is the guy on the right who has commanded this space moving?
Because by the time...
The guy behind is too slow.
Yeah, by the time you hook around, so like, go ahead and come back over here, and then do what you're doing.
Okay.
And then go ahead and hook around.
Well, he can't see it.
So yeah, stop right there. So look back at me. I moved exactly the same pace as you. I'm over here. I can only see the door. Can you see into that room? Can you see into that room?
Yes.
Yeah. So I cannot see anything in there. So I'm not in a position where I can move fast enough to cover you.
So then, do we need to get, when we say, okay, we're going to plate and hook this, how do we communicate with the next guy in line that he needs to command this space here?
In theory...
He should automatically do that.
In theory, well, yes.
There should be a guy behind you taking that?
Yes, there should be. But let's go back to the setup we had before, where we had 3 guys on that left side and only 1 guy on this right. Okay. Where did Bubba go? There's Bubba. Poke across there again. Bubba. Thank you. This goes back to communicating with your team. Right now, you and I are point. Grizzly. You and I are the first 2 men. We are handling the space. We are communicating with the team what this space is. You and I are in charge. Doesn't matter who the TL is. Doesn't matter who's the local figurehead for the moment. What matters is who's point man. Who actually has the most situational awareness of the space. Everybody on this team, I trust to have really good CQB awareness and good CQB sense. It's why we do these little, like, the advanced CQB course, the primer, and everything else. So all on the same page. Everybody knows each other's capabilities. What you just described is totally fine if you communicate with your team that that's what you want to do. Because if it's a problem from somebody else's perspective, they'll let you know, hey, I can't do what you need me to do for this reason. Cool, we just need to think of a new plan, kind of a thing. So if you wanted me to stay here and the next guy to flow in behind you, we could do that, but that guy behind you needs to step up. He needs to be on your right shoulder instead of on your ass.
And then, okay, so let's say I'm like, hey, Bubba, I believe is the one behind me, right?
Yeah.
Who's behind me?
Sorry.
Okay. No,
I had to check.
whoever the hell's behind me. They're like, hey, so-and-so who's behind me, let's hook this, plate me to the right, I'm gonna hook left, and then he says, no, I can't do that, that won't work. Then is it acceptable to be like, okay, go over there behind Dubs, and Dubs and I will plate? Or how do you fix this problem?
Let's say that we only had 3 men and Bubba was watching 6. And Bubba's like, no, I need to watch 6. I recently took a contact there. Now we have a decision to make. Which way actually takes priority? The guy who took a contact or the direction we're progressing? That's based on mission set. It gets super complicated. So to make it simpler, we're just going to say whoever's point needs to be making the call. You could tell Bubba that's too fucking bad and he needs to do what you told him to do and he just needs to figure it out and be a grown-up. That is an acceptable answer. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Do you have a hostage situation that you need to solve and he has a potential maybe armed, maybe not armed contact on our 6? Well, if that's the case, why doesn't he just wedge the door behind us? Because in Ready or Not, we have a mechanic where we could completely deny doors to pretty much anything. And it's called the wedge. He has solutions to the problem. So it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish, who has priority, and the overall tone of the mission. What's happening? What are we trying to do? Kind of a thing. So you can tell him to man up, fix his problems so that you can help, so that he can help you. You can tell him that. Real quick, the way that you told him to plate, tell him which part of your body he needs to plate. Let him figure out the actual priorities that he needs to worry about. So instead of saying, I need you to plate my right or something like that, just say, hey, guy behind me, doesn't matter who it is, need a plate on my right shoulder, I'm covering left. Cool. Now he knows that you're covering that left side, and whatever the problem is that needs a plate is somewhere to the right. And he can figure everything else out because he's got eyes and brain. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good. Cool. We spent a long time talking about that. That's more advanced CQB stuff, but again, you're kind of ready for those things, so just wanted to throw it at you. Let's really quickly do threshold assessments because we shouldn't have to spend too long on those things. When we're here at this door, the general place you're going to try to stand is on a 45-degree angle with the threshold. So this is the threshold, sort of the outline of the door. You want to be on a 45-degree angle with it, roughly a 2 o'clock. Or in this case, more of a 4 o'clock direction off the door. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. This is called the high 45. 2 directions for that. 2 reasons for that. 45 degrees, like we just talked about. The high is indicating you're about a gun length and a half away from that threshold. That means you're not so close that your weapon is telegraphing through the door, so people inside the door can see your weapon. If this was reality, grab your weapon and pull you into the room. You've given yourself a little space. Again, deliberate CQB talks about time and distance being used to create security. So that little bit of space just gives you a little bit of extra time to work with. The true beauty of this is how it avoids friendly fire. So if Boom could kindly come and take my place.
Or I'll just
Yep, that's
make my
fine as well.
best Kool-Aid Man impression.
Go ahead and take my place, Bubba, so that I can move around and kind of show people what we're doing. If you move and stand up against the wall there, Vanish, right on that narrow angle like you are. Did we lose Bubba? We have temporarily lost Bubba. That's fine. I'll stand on the narrow angle as well. There we go. There's a wild Bubba. So if you two stand on that narrow angle, and Boom starts to walk out of the door, tell me at what point you can identify Boom.
See Boom.
About
but
there.
I can't
Yeah, this isn't a great door because it kind of forces you off the wall. But he's pretty much in line with the threshold at this point.
No, but if he comes running out in the bang bang, I'm going to be crossfiring Bubba right in the forehead.
Yes, and he's going to be crossfiring you.
Where if I'm out here, I'm crossfiring into the room.
Yep. Go ahead and step back to that known wall. Boom. And then once again, just walk forward. So go ahead and both of you get on your high 45 and just turn on your flashlights and highlight Boom the instant you can identify him as a deadly threat. So your flashlight should be off. When you see Boom, that's when they turn on. Boom. Okay? He's a good 2 or 3 paces away from the threshold of the door just because of that minor change in angle. Boom, can you see either of the guys who can see you?
I can only see half of Bubba's face and his arm and his weapon.
Yeah. So from Boom's perspective, I'm going to take your spot real quick so people can see.
Yep.
From Boom's perspective, about here, I should say.
Yeah.
This is what he can see. With a lean, he can kind of get a hold of Bubba. Okay, and I can't see Grizzly. I can't see Vanish at all. But they can see me. They can identify the fact that I have a weapon and I'm a deadly threat. Long before, quote unquote, I've ever made it out of the door. Okay? That's the power
Because
of the high
of
45.
geometry.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other beautiful thing about this is if we actually like broke this down into like drawings and everything, you'd see that there's a perfect 90-degree angle between the two of you at this time. It makes this little death box for anybody trying to walk through here. And that 90-degree angle is what keeps you two safe from each other's friendly fire. Okay? So you're both starting on that high 45. Thank you, Bubba. I'll take your spot again. Appreciate it. So we're both starting on this high 45. again, how high you want to be off the door, you can step back as far as you want. The farther you step back, the better angles you're going to get. But also, you can't always guarantee that this isn't going to expose you to different angles. So we'll typically be about a gun length and a half away from the door. It's a good default position to try to rest in. Once we're at this high 45, the door's open, and we're ready to start doing a threshold assessment. What we're going to do is something called pieing. So when you pie, you're going to take steps in an arc around the door. And that arc is going to create slices of a pie into the room and expose different angles of the room to your vision. While we're doing this, we are doing what's called scanning the room. We are not clearing the room. Clearing the room indicates that you have been inside, boots on the ground, and you have physically confirmed that whatever things are potentially in there are either not in there or handled. This time we're just scanning the room. It's all visual. If we coordinate our pieing, we can do something magical where our sectors of fire maintain that sort of 90-degree separation that they have right now, and it provides a maximal security for both operators. Right now, both of us on the high 45. I'm going to be the first man for now, which means that I'm going to move towards the high 90. So I should pretty much be cutting myself in half on the threshold, and I'm at that 90-degree point with it. And again, I'm about a weapon and a half or 2 weapons away from that threshold. That gives me space to handle any problems that are in here, kind of a thing. When I move to this high 90, you as the second man should push to the narrow angle. Think about it. All potential threats to me are going to come from the left side of the room, because that's where I have the least situational awareness. I cannot personally see anything over there. But I've already scanned the right side of the room, and anything from the right side of the room has to commit to the doorway to engage me. So I can handle everything forward and to the right of the room. My greatest weakness is left, and that from the narrow angle is what you're covering, if ready or not doors did not open to 90-degree angles themselves. In reality, real doors open all the way, and so this door would not actually be there. Okay? As I communicate what's inside the space, blah, 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 I've seen everything I want to see, I've told everything I want to tell, I would naturally start to bail back to my narrow angle. As I did, you would move out to your high 90 and try to get your own visual inside the space. If we do that in a coordinated way, where we move such that we maintain that kind of 90-degree separation between us, that's called flexing. Okay?
So if I want to call out that I want us to flex this angle, and I say flexing, and you respond flex, then I flex first to 90, and then I'll return, and then you automatically go, or do you need to communicate to me that now you're getting ready to go?
None of those things are actually required to be communicated. Boom, this door will not shut. Can you try to shut it for me? Perhaps not. You want to try, Grizzly? The door's not working for me.
Because the game crashed.
Despair. Okay.
Straight despair.
Yeah.
Not in any depths with you.
Is somebody else the new
Nope.
leader
no
then?
one
Nope,
is.
there it is. All right, it finally crashed.
It finally died.
Okay,
It took a minute.
so we'll have to do this visually for now. Sorry. When you get to doors in Ready or Not, this does not conflate to reality, but doors in Ready or Not always open away from the direction that they are initially opened. So whoever completes the action of opening the door always opens it away from them.
Sure.
Given that that's the case, you should be able to predict which direction the physical door is going to swing every single time you operate a door in Ready or Not. When we... actually, you know what? We'll just get to that later, because it's easier with the door there. So, that's your threshold assessment. Both of us start on the 45. Okay? Whoever is considered first man moves out to the 90. Second man bails to that narrow angle. Then they switch. Second man goes to the 90. First man goes to the narrow. Both men reset on the 45. Okay? From a deliberate CQB standpoint, on a door where you've got one man on both sides of the door, so double stack door, you should do that every single time. You don't have to call flexing, flex. You don't have to call pieing, pie. None of those things. They're automatic actions. You should know if
So
you're
how do you
first
do
man.
them in coordination?
What's that?
So like, So the guy on the handle then's gonna go first to the 90, and then the other one, or is it the guy on the hinge that goes first?
We'll talk about it. It's going to be easier if we actually have that physical door in front of us, so I'm going to wait until we're actually back in the mission.
So it's not a static rule then. Even though you can predict which way the door is going to swing, it's not a static rule.
It's based on situational awareness. So think about it. If you open that door and all you see is door, or I should say the majority of what you see is door, do you have a great deal of situational awareness of that space?
Sure, no, you do not.
The answer is no. So you flexing, or you starting that pieing process in that room is going to give you a lot of awareness, but somebody else already sees way more of the room. So let them go first. Realistically speaking, if you are opening the door, and realistically, unrealistically, the door is always opening away from you, you're going to have to take your hand off your weapon. It's safer for you then to not be the one that's moving first, because you need to physically reset and get a hand on your weapon and get it back to the point where you're ready to take a gunfight. So the other guy should be the one that's taking care of things first.
And then you should toggle that.
Yeah.
So as a general rule then, the guy on the hinge is going to pie first.
Pretty much. Yeah. But when
because I should almost always, from the handle side, in ready or not, see only door to initially start.
Yep.
Because it locks at 90 degrees. Yep. So that's damn near a hard rule that if you have a single door, not excluding double doors because they're special.
They are special.
Then you, as the handle guy, are going to throw the door, stay on your high 45, get your gun up. The guy opposite on the hinge is gonna pie. You're gonna hug the wall. And he's gonna come back. You're gonna pie out, and then you'll both return to high 45s.
Yep.
At least in ready or not, yes.
Sure. We're only talking ready or not. I'm not concerned per se with the actual real life tactics behind it because I'm.
Ground branch, like for example, there are some games like Ground Branch where the doors are realistic, so it can.
I don't have Ground Branch. I don't play the Brown Branch.
He does not.
I love Brown Branch.
Radio Knots and Armas.
If this was reality,
I mean, also Arma to an extent. I think some doors they do change.
If this
if
was
I was
reality,
ever in a situation where we could do this in Arma, I would probably cum my pants.
Cream.
But every situation in Arma that I've been in has led to me staring at a black screen for more than 45 minutes at a time. So.
That's just the ARM experience. Are you on the? Are you on the like the beta like?
No, it's because I'm dead.
Oh, true.
That's why I'm staring at a black screen, because I'm waiting for a medic to revive me, and I'm really
help me, help me.
Yes.
So, if we were talking a reality-based training, you would determine who's going to start that flexing process based on what's called first light. So first light is whoever can see through the door as the door is opening. So typically, the person who is opening the door can't really see through the door as it's opening. The person who is standing on that hinge side is going to see through the door as it swings. So that's your hard rule.
Sure.
But it only applies to ready or not and to inward opening doors.
Right. Well, yes.
Yeah, because all doors
In an outward opening door, yes. In an outward opening door, then the guy on the handle would have first light, and he would take that responsibility.
Yeah.
Which gets really sketchy because you also don't have. Well, I guess if it's outward opening, would the guy on the handle even open it, or would you have the guy on the hinge side open it?
Guy on the hinge side.
So that your guy, so that your guy on the handle side could have his gun up.
Because it's based on first light. Not whether or not your handle or hinge, but based on which direction the door opens and who is exposed to the room first. And ready or not.
Right. So for simplicity, ready or not, that's always the handle guy.
Yep.
But in an actual tactical situation, it would be based on which way the door swings and its first light.
Yep. And.
Okay.
And.
Which applies to also ready or not if you just make it that the rule always. First light.
Another important rule for ready or not specifically. If you ever need to cover a door and protect it from potential threats coming through it, you always line up on the handle side. Okay. Dead Space, are you familiar?
Sure, but remind me, because what I view in my head as dead space may not be your actual definition.
Atlantis, what is dead space?
An area, it's like an area of a room where the line of sight is blocked.
Give an example.
Like for example, if there's like a bunch of boxes that you can't see behind.
Yep. And there is space behind those boxes where a body could be hiding or hidden. So, based on
for
that...
instance, when we were stacked up on that door for the server room, and the door blocked the whole left side of that room for me,
Yep.
I would say dead space left.
Except, space behind a door is generally accepted to be dead space. So if there is space behind the door, you would be calling out that it's a center-fed room. Because that means that there is enough space to the left side of the room that we need to check behind the door.
So, okay, so I don't need to communicate at all that I have no visual on the left? Or is that still appropriate for me to communicate?
Dead space behind a door is assumed.
Yep.
Sure, but I've got no visual on anything on the left side of the room.
Then you would just say no eyes left. And that indicates that we're just going to be taking it raw. No lube. Just going to have to figure it out.
Okay.
Or it means that somebody
Hold on.
needs to pie across that threshold and try
And
to
get
get to
more
the
visual.
other side and make it a double stack,
Right.
assuming you guys were in like a single stack position before. This is kind of a bad corner to have a double stack door anyway.
Sure.
Because the guy
sure.
that moves to that right side of the threshold is kind of hosed. He doesn't really have a lot of options about where to move or anything like that if he does get into a gunfight, except to, like pie across the entire door again, which is scary. So we would probably have been in a single stack position there anyway. And so pieing all the way across is dangerous, but you can totally do it. And if you did, you would see
did that work?
There's not much to work with.
Yeah.
Did that work? Is everybody in now?
Yes.
Okay.
We got all 6?
Minus Bubba. I don't think Bubba's joining, but that's fine.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. That's dead space. Okay. Dead space is, generally speaking, anything that is large enough to potentially hide a body. And you could think of it. Have you ever seen door kickers before, Grizzly?
I mean, yes, but if you're going to give me an example from the game, I don't think I know the game well enough to
Just
do that.
Actually, you've played like Metal Gear Solid before and stuff like that, where like
Yes, yes, you are.
guards have visual indicators of what they can see.
Sure.
It'll be usually designated as like a light, like a flashlight or something like that, or sometimes they'll have like a red cone of vision extending out from the head of a guard in all sorts
Sure.
of different games, but just Metal Gear Solid, for example. And then you'll go and hide behind a pillar, and then that light will kind of spill around the pillar, but you'll be in a shadowed, quote-unquote, sort of area.
Si, senor.
That's dead space. That shadowed area is considered dead space. Okay.
Si, senor.
Difference between scanning a space and clearing a space. Scanning a space is all visual. Clearing a space means you walked
Physical.
around it, into it, behind it, whatever it is, and you've made sure. So if you call out clear right inside of a room, that means the right side of the room has no dead space in it that hasn't been actively cleared. There are no potential threats that could ever exist to the right side of the room. That's what clear right means. If a room is called all clear, that means all dead spaces inside of the room have been cleared. Bodies have been in that space. Good?
Yep.
Partitions. Everybody's least favorite kind of wall. What's a partition?
Officer Peterson, report to Captain Quarter.
Talking like a half wall?
Yeah, pretty much. So if you... let's see if there's an example. Here, we can pretend that this is one. If you step over here at the... where it says Police Headquarters, Service and Records.
Yes.
If this wall extended all the way upwards, okay,
Yes.
and not just a little desk, if it extended all the way upwards, that would be considered a partition. So it goes from floor to ceiling, typically from floor to ceiling, and it creates an awkward space within a room that generally redefines the room's overall shape. So a room that would otherwise be a box can be made into a U-shaped room, for example, by having a wall about halfway in the room extend outward into the room.
Mhm.
The problem with partitions is that 99.99% of them are going to cause you to expose your back to some uncleared space, some kind of dead space, in order for you to properly clear the partition. It also naturally tends to create cornered rat situations where a bad guy will put his back to a corner that the partition sort of dead spaces, and he'll only have really one angle that he has to cover. Kind of like the hard corner of a room when you first dig into it. Kind of thing. Partitions are extremely dangerous in any kind of CQB. And if you ever find one, you should call it out, and you should coordinate with your team to how you want to handle it and how you want to handle the problems that come from that partition being inside the room. Okay. Partitions can also be like curtains inside of a room. Sometimes people will separate parts of rooms with curtains and whatnot. I think that's all we ever say about that. If you don't know what to call something, call it dangerous. Point of danger to the right. Describe what that point of danger is. Right? Generally speaking, though, if you're worried somebody could be behind it and it's obstructing your view of something more distant inside the room, it's probably dead space. And if it's a wall that's doing it, it's probably a partition. Just super basically as a general rule. Okay? Let's you and I, wherever you went, there you are. Let's find a good group to work with.
Bad guy. Come on. Another bad guy. Come on, left.
Okay. Where's all my guys clearing the map?
In the other building.
Left side, they went through the front doors.
We're working on it.
Down the road.
Beast, go out there and kill everything that moves. That isn't
Okay.
a fellow operator. Okay. This one's a little bit cluttered, so we're gonna go over here instead.
And there's still a guy left.
Do you have like a ram or something?
Is he on the roof?
Ram, I have a lockpick.
I could shoot this at it.
Thanks, Beast. Alright, here. And then we'll use this. So, for now, we're going to shut one of the doors, and we're going to treat this like a single door.
Okay.
And we're going to practice hooking and crossing. So when you hook, you should create a sort of J or C shape through the door. Essentially, if you're looking at the right side of the space, when you hook, you should finish looking left. So you're just hugging the wall or the part of the threshold that you started at. If you're crossing, you pretty much just move diagonally through the door.
Huh?
We're going to take it at a walking pace first. If you are the first man through the door, your first step should be straight towards the door, and you should roughly get your shoulders in line with the threshold. If this was reality, we would do it differently. We're doing it this way in Ready or Not to avoid the high ready collision that's going to bring your gun out of a fight. So when we don't do this at walking pace, you'll move fast enough that it doesn't create any real threats, any real dangers to your person. In the walking pace, it's going to seem a little silly. But this will help to keep your weapon in the fight the whole time. So, again, as a first person, your first movement should be straight towards the door. Your shoulders should be marrying the threshold. It should be parallel with the threshold. You should take your steps forward, as many as you need, and then you should snap to whatever corner you're going to take. Again, this helps to keep your weapon out of that high ready mechanic and in the fight. Okay. Go ahead and come back in. As the second man, your first steps are generally straight to the side. Notice how I have just enough space for a person to be standing in front of me. I'm going to walk through the door, and by the time the person in front of me turns whatever direction they're going to go, I should be able to turn and effectively plate whatever direction they did. So people tend
Give me
to
one
mess
second.
up the
I heard you
timing.
say plate correction didn't move thingy. I need to plug in my headset.
Yeah,
I have currently lost all audio.
fantastic. Can you still move?
He said that.
I don't think he can hear us.
He can't hear.
Poor guy.
He's a deaf boy.
Oh, I see him. Or did somebody push him?
All right, I now have audio.
Huzzah,
Push him, bully
he is
him.
back.
Bully him.
Okay. Nice. Oh, what's ready or not without some gratuitous flashbangs? Sweet. Okay.
You're welcome.
Let's go ahead and do a couple of crossings. If we're working with a single door, we'll typically cross into the space. Okay. Reason being, if we hook into it, it's generally going to create more space between the operators. If we have a double door and both doors are open, that's when we'll typically hook, because it's a greater economy of getting people inside. Whereas if we're crossing, we're going to tend to bump into each other. For whatever reason, crossing tends to work better on single doors, and hooking is by far superior on doubles. But again, we're treating it like a single door.
So, would it also depend on what the intel is on the single door? Like, if you got a no factor right, there's no reason for you to cross into the no factor space per se.
Yeah, and since you already have a visual of what's happening to the left, you would just be the first man to cross to the left, is how I would probably tackle that. Even though in this situation, you're probably second man. Again, first light reasons. You're on the handle side, so you're going to be the one that opens the door. So from my position, I would be considered first man on this door. So, when we talk hooking and crossing, the first man through the door is not the same first man that analyzed the space. Because of your point exactly, the first man through the door should be the one with
The least amount of...
He should be moving towards the threat, wherever the threat is generally. And the sort of default rule that we run by is whoever's through the door first, based on whichever method you're using, should generally have his back to the door. If Ready or Not's going to be kind enough to open a door to a 90-degree angle, that means that I have a really solid piece of concealment to my back if I'm the first man entering. So if we're crossing into this space, regardless of who was first or second man when the door opened, I'm going to be the first man to cross in. Because when I move in, the door is to my back. That gives you that extra half a second that you need as second man to get behind me and to cover whatever threat is open. Right. As opposed to if we decided to hook into this space, regardless of who was first or second man during the threshold assessment, you would be the first man to hook in because your back would be to the door. So, huzzah. This is why we don't get super hung up as a team on like who's first man, who's second man, or anything like that. We'll call out who's point, but that just means you are now responsible for moving the rest of the team, kind of a thing. When we get to the door, first and second man is a very fluid position. You could open that door and I could immediately just stare at the wall. Cool, there's really no reason for me to start doing a threshold assessment. I would just hand it off to you and be like, hey, no factor right, door's yours. And then you could do whatever you want at that point. But we're getting off track.
Communicate if, well, maybe not. How do I communicate if, okay, you say no factor right, door's yours, but I want you to go first? How do I then kick it back to you?
You want me to go first through the door?
Okay, so you're standing here.
Yep.
And you're like, no factor right.
Yep.
And I'm like, but you're going to have the door to your back, so I want you to go first.
That's fine.
How do you communicate that in fewer words?
Tell me by what method you want me to go through the door. And then say on you. So,
Dubs, I want you to cross. I'll plate your back.
Yep. You could say cross inside on you. And then I'll call out crossing. You'll say cross, and then we'll go. So, method, responsibility. Tell me what you want me to do. Tell me the quote-unquote timing for it, sort of a thing. Cross into the space on you. I might just yell cross and then go, because you've already set up the fact that that's what we're doing. But
and then you just go cross and take off.
Yeah, because you should be online. You should be ready to go. You just told me what you wanted me to do. But if I'm feeling polite, then I would say crossing, and you would say cross, and then we do it properly.
Okay.
Depends on how much of a hurry we're in. Yeah. Sweet.
You're asking a lot out of me for that. If you tell me I want you to cross, I'm going to say cross and go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's typically what Doofy will do. So let's do a couple crossings. Let's do a couple hooks just so we can get the timing down. We'll move it at walking pace. I'll go first on this one. Crossing.
Cross.
Again, marry that threshold. Snap to my corner. Yeah. Let's go ahead and have somebody else do the crossing so that I can watch timing. Thank you, Doofy. So right now, the first thing I'm noticing is how close Duff is to the door and how far back you are. So let's go ahead and even that out a little bit between the two of you. There we go. One more step back, Duff. Perfect.
Crossing.
Cross.
Stop. You should already be behind him in that space. So go ahead and bring it back. Your first step should be essentially straight to your left. So not holding down shift and then holding A, because if you do that, you're actually going to step backwards into the room. You'll have to feather between W and A, sort of move to a point right here.
Which you also wanted me to walk, so I have to shift, right?
Yep, yep. Again, we're walking for now. We'll get up to a running pace. Because if you do it too fast, then it's difficult for me to see the spacing. All I could say is, hey, that was wrong. And it's hard for me to say exactly why. But here I could see that when you walked, you took steps deeper into the room you're in instead of towards the room you're trying to get through. Again, Duff's taking pretty much a straight diagonal. He's going to end up standing right here by the time you're standing right here, which again is pretty much straight to your left.
Okay.
Go ahead and run it again.
Crossing.
Cross.
Yep, bring it back. So it takes about a half a second for most people to react to a stimulus, whether it's visual or audible or anything like that. It takes about a half a second. You can gain that, Grizzly, knowing that Duff is going to take a little less than a half a second to react to the fact that you say cross. Even though he's anticipating it, he's ready for it, he's expecting it. He's not moving until he hears it. So given that you know that, you can cheat.
I can start moving before
you should be able to start moving.
Just move when I say cross.
Yeah, you can start moving the instant that he does, because you can time it, knowing that he will take a little less than half a second. And that split second timing between the two of them, between you waiting to see him move and you anticipating his movement, is going to eliminate the gap between the two of you. It sounds like a small thing, but we did this during the old hotel mission, and I saved a man's life, quote unquote, doing it and having that proper timing. Getting that tight saves the first man if you do it right. Go ahead, Duff.
Crossing.
Cross.
Beautiful timing.
Excellent.
Beautiful timing. Do it again. Still a walking pace.
So it's okay if I high ready on him a little bit?
You might the first couple of times as you're trying to get that spacing right. So long as he doesn't stop in the threshold, which Doofy's not retarded, he won't, it shouldn't be a big issue. Keep in mind, the other beauty of the way that we're doing this is the first man walking through the door is looking forward. He's covering everything forward until he snaps to his corner.
Right.
You, the second man,
he snapped right, it was back online.
Yep. You, the second man, are then covering everything forward until you snap to your corner, which should be pretty soon. Less than a second.
Right.
Less than a half a second. After the first man snaps to his corner. Third man walking through is covering forward. Everybody who walks through this door is looking forward and is taking care of that angle, which frees the first and that second man and the third man, eventual fourth man, so long as there's somebody behind them, to move to their respective corners, because the next person's always covering forward. So if your weapon is pushing up into that high ready, you're no longer effectively covering forward. So we try to avoid it to a certain degree, as much as we can. Sure. Give it another shot.
Crossing.
Cross.
Really good spacing. Beautiful spacing. That was perfect. Take it at a running pace.
That's what you so hard to do.
And thanks for everybody that cleared the map and for being patient here. I know this is the boring part.
I was actually impressed with how fast they did it, I'm going to be honest. I was like, whoa.
Crossing.
Cross. I hit the fucking door.
Hit the door, and did you see how Duff started moving first?
Yep, I waited way too fucking long. Alright, I'm ready.
Crossing.
Cross.
Beautiful. Beautiful. The instant that you started moving, Duff started moving. That was the tightest timing that I have seen in a hot minute. One more. and then we'll do hooks.
Crossing.
Cross.
Okay, bring it back. I lied. Switch positions. So now Grizzly's going to be first. Let's switch out Duff. Let's let somebody else have some fun. Somebody else be second man.
Oh, Beast! Yeah,
go.
Beast, you go up there.
Okay,
Go on,
okay.
get.
Crossing.
Cross.
Yep. Bring it back. Tighten it up.
Crossing.
Cross.
Bring it back. So Grizzly, when you're moving through, you're keeping your weapon out and looking to the right the entire time. So you move through something like this. That's great for everything
So you
that's on your
want me-
right.
You want me to look forward first? Got
Well,
it.
you're on the high 45. Can you see forward from your angle?
Sure can't. I have to swing out and then through and then snap.
Yeah. This is just a good, healthy check for you
Yep.
to make sure that
Yep.
something hasn't magically appeared on that high 90 as you're walking through the door. If you're moving at
Sounds
that running
good.
pace, it happens real quick. But if there is a
Right.
guy there, you have to take care of it because you're first man.
Sure.
Grizzly, if it makes it feel any better, I'm relearning all this at the same time, so.
It's been
Right there with
like a
you.
year and a half since I've done this.
Yeah.
All right. Crossing.
Cross.
Yep, bring it back. Closer timing this time. There was a bit too much of a gap.
And
Crossing.
Cross.
Yep.
I got stuck up on him.
So your first
I got
steps,
stuck on the door.
your first
Apologize.
step should be that straight diagonal to the middle of that threshold. And then your
Yep.
shoulders should be parallel with the threshold. You push through, snap to your corner, move on from there.
this is the
Right, one more.
cheekiest angle in A.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing.
Cross.
Ah! It's alright. It's a thought that counts. Let's do hooks. Who hooks
Ooh.
first into here?
I would hook.
Sorry.
Yes.
So,
I have visual on the right.
so if you're hooking,
Right,
remember
and
you're
we're
creating
hooking the door.
that J shape or that C
Negative.
shape through the threshold, right? So go ahead and at a
Yeah.
walking pace, do your hook and tell me what you
Oh
see.
no, he would hook first because his back would be to the door if he were to hook,
Boom. Perfect.
and then I would plate him up
Yep.
as he came through.
Exactly.
So whoever's back is to the door in whatever maneuver we are doing is going to go first, and then the second guy is going to squeeze in here and plate him going that way.
Every single time. It's a consistent
Got
rule,
it.
but it's not a consistent application between the methods of getting through.
Sure. Back to the door.
I'm sorry,
Back to
is
the
my
door first,
latency
then
visible?
plate.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
What's up?
Is your
Beast?
what visible?
My latency visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to, as long as you guys see it and know I'm not slow.
No, we don't think you're dumb, Beast. Do your thing.
No.
You're first man
I am
now,
a
Beast.
jarhead.
So you're gonna call
I eat
hooking.
crayons for a living.
You're gonna call hooking.
Hooking.
Grizzly's gonna say hook, and then you're gonna get inside the space.
Gotcha. Hooking.
Hook.
Yep. Tighten up that spacing. Bring it back. I can tell the first two steps that you guys take on whether or not that spacing is gonna be there or not. Start to get a feel for it as well.
Hooking.
Hook.
I think I got caught up on the door there.
Yeah. Take it at a walking pace so that we're not stutter stepping over.
I'm trying to kind of beat the latency because I feel like if I'm walking, he's gonna get caught up on me a little faster because I might be moving a tad bit slower than actual game
You're gonna
walking.
wait a half
I'll
second.
give it a shot. I'll give it a
He's
shot.
second man. He will adapt. It's fine.
Hooking.
Hook.
Stop. Go ahead and fix that spacing.
I step diagonal instead
Yep.
of straight.
Bring it back.
Bring him back now, y'all.
One hop this time.
Wow.
Okay. Ready.
Hooking.
Hook.
Much better spacing. Much better spacing. Perfect.
Oh, yikes.
Bring it back. Do it at a running pace.
Beast, if it makes you feel any better, since you're point man, you can literally do nothing wrong.
Woohoo!
Yep. That's all I be.
You have just started a war in the comment section.
I'll just be the point man every time. Man. I like this. Okay.
Hook.
So remember, second man, you can anticipate when he's going to move. You've
Yep.
got that timing. He's waiting on you. You know exactly when you're going to say hook.
Sure.
Okay.
Hook.
Yep, pretty good. Okay. For the sake of we actually want to play a mission, we're going to move on. That's getting through
Okay.
the door. If it's a double door, 99.99% of the time, you're going to hook, because no matter which direction... Oh, that's not what I wanted. No matter... Hey,
You know what we could do? When we do one of these little like sessions, it might be kind of cool if for the next map, trying to clear the whole thing, we utilize that on all like double doors next time. So that way we just get in the habit of doing it.
what do you mean?
So like we just went over this double door, but like for this map, the main map's over there. So now if we were to, I don't know, replay this map or play a different map, then every single double door that we come by, we practice now, doing hooking and all that fun stuff.
Well, it won't be practice anymore. It'll be application.
Well,
If you
yeah,
mess up, you'll
yeah.
get shot.
Yes.
Because we play in the hot setting.
You can do the hospital map.
Yeah.
That one's a good one for that.
That's a lot of
Is
double
it-
doors.
Is it boom? Is it a good map?
It's a great. I don't know what
It's
you're
a
talking
great
about.
map, man. I don't- yeah.
Teresa Farm?
Let's just finish. Let's
no,
finish the
no.
training real quick, and then we can do
Yeah.
all sorts of shittery.
Talk about missions.
Yeah. If it's a double door, you're gonna hook it every time. Again, as a general rule, you're gonna hook it because crossing here requires us to get into each other's working spaces, and my back's always to a door, no matter which direction I go. So we can hook this very
Also-
effectively, both of us at the same time.
Correct. I'll stay
I
on
wanted to,
this left door. You're on the right door. We'll put our backs to each other on the way through and
Yeah.
play
What's up,
that
Boom?
shit out.
I wanted to add something really quick. So let's say you guys are moving through any threshold. This applies to any threshold. You remember how he said to look to the front before snapping?
Mm-hmm.
So if you take a contact from the front, it's important not to get. It sounds counterintuitive, but don't get focused in on that guy, because if you do, you might get stuck in the threshold and then fatal funnel
Right.
situation, and then you die. No one can cover you. So
Right.
if you can, take a pot shot or two and then snap to your corner, and then the second man's going to do the same. He's going to take a pot shot, snap to his corner, and then third man will figure it out. So
Right.
hopefully by then he's dead. But
Sure. But
If-
your primary responsibility is to get out of the
Is-
funnel and cover the
exactly,
sector.
and get into the room. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's it.
And yeah, and you don't want to step out of the fatal funnel and not look left and continue to focus on that contact.
Exactly.
Now,
Exactly. You have. That's when you trust your team to really
Yes.
cover your back.
yeah, your absolute
It's scary. It's really scary, but you have to do it.
your absolute like do or die moment, you start to get through your door kind of a thing. You're moving through and you see a baddie. You as the first man should see that unfortunate position before you've actually committed to the door. You could still bail out
Right.
and be like contact and then try to take it. And your body should prevent the second man from getting through.
Yes. Well, and especially if you're 50-50ing that side of the threshold and I 50-50 this side of the threshold, when you have two guns online.
Correct. Yeah. And we've always got a third man that can dump a flash or something like that through there. Like, we've got options. If you have to commit through the space before you take that contact, just don't make decisions that get you killed. Kind of a thing. So that means you're going to do a limited penetration, most likely. You're not going to ride the wall all the way to the corner on the far side.
See,
You're going to get a couple paces in the room, and you're going to evaluate what you need to do.
See, you said don't make decisions that get you killed. I'm just going to go get a donut.
A donut
It just won't
operator.
be here in the first place. It just won't show up.
That guy looks like he means business. You want a donut?
Last two things.
I think we're good.
ROE and Ready or Not is falsely called ROE. We are a SWAT team. We have deadly force policy because we're a police force. We are not the military. Military has rules of engagement. We have a deadly force policy. Your deadly force policy is that you can only engage active threats. Active threats are anybody with a shouldered weapon. Okay? If they have their weapon in a low ready or a high ready, they are not considered an active threat. But the
Active threat?
instant that weapon starts to travel to the shoulder, they are an active threat. It doesn't have to reach
Black,
their
black.
shoulder. As soon as they start to aim, drop them. It's not worth the risk because they'll shoot you on the way up. and they'll be dead ass accurate because they're AI. They're crazy. If this was a real SWAT team, we would say hands, waist, demeanor. Look at their hands, see if they're carrying anything. Look at their waist, that tells you which direction they're about to move. And look at their overall demeanor. Do they seem nervous? Do they seem angry? Do they seem hostile? Do they seem calm? What's going on? And ready or not, it used to be you could just look to see if they had hair. The bad guys were always bald. The developers had something against bald people for some reason. Now the bad guys are more diverse. More of them have hair, so you can't do that anymore, unfortunately. Last thing is stack responsibility. So general 5-man stack. I'm gonna step away from this door because Duff's gonna blow it up any minute now. I can just feel it.
I was like, not me.
Nice. You just killed the trainee. I'm so proud of you.
Hey, we can use the doors off the front of the.
Go ahead and reset. Doofy, let's do this mission with all 6 of us. Stack responsibilities. First and second man are point. Okay.
Oh,
First
boy.
man's point man, yada yada yada, all that. I get it. First and second man should be working together as a general rule and should be guiding the team forward. Okay. Your last man should generally be covering 6, unless he's wedging off doors to the rear. Third and fourth man flex between helping the people up front and helping the people behind. Yeah, just super general. Does that make sense? Sweet. Okay, let's get a wedge on the door deep down here. Let's get a wedge on this door close. Grizzly, grab a guy and breach the market and clear it.
Who behind me?
Hi.
All right, we're gonna do it. Stack up.
We got audibles in the courtyard.
See a door open in there. I'm gonna peek the door.
Front door's wedged.
One civilian restrained in the street.
Any wires?
No.
Okay.
Keep moving, Atlantis. It's that spot.
All right, I'm going to have you go ahead. No. There's no factor left.
Yeah, I don't see anything all the way to your right.
All right, I'm just gonna flow in. Flowing.
All right.
I don't think there's anyone ever here, but left is a factor, by the way. It says dead space on your left.
Oh shit, they can stay bad. Okay, good to know.
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Also, a little Easter egg.
Huh.
If you look closely, there is a shotgun that you can report back here.
Really?
Oh, is it one of the hidden objectives?
Yes.
Nice.
We got 2 doors in here. We need somebody on the door behind us.
Yep. Atlantis, let's wedge it real quick. Go ahead and keep flowing, Grizzly. Do anything.
I'm ready when you are.
So, go ahead and
whoever's
stop
on
real
the door.
quick. Grizzly, look behind you. This is a fatal funnel situation. Do the rest of us have any
Sure.
kind of concealment or cover?
Not a single bit.
Yeah. So, before you start operating on this door, you've got a second man with you. You know he's watching the door. Take that quick second, look behind you. If the rest of us are being lemmings, call it out and be like, you guys need to get out.
Go ahead and back up. Get to some cover.
Yep.
My bad, Thor. I can't squeeze through the door. Get your fat
baby's
ass
too
in the
big.
door, babe.
Sorry.
You
My bad.
can't get to it.
There we go. So you guys are down to 2 men. If you need a third for a flashbang, you just need to call for it.
Sure.
Alright, swinging.
Swing.
Squeeze this
No
up.
factor
Got
right.
partition left. Room goes off to the left.
It's your call.
Crossing.
Cross.
Good beast.
Huh?
Go.
Oh.
Closed door.
Okay.
Wait for the rest.
Yep. All right, guys,
Back
we're
then.
gonna cross this door. The last man hold the door. Go ahead and cross.
Atlantes copy.
Atlantis, clear the door.
Yes, sir.
Take Boom with you.
Opening.
Open.
No factor left.
We're good here. I'm gonna go ahead and
Good
keep
copy.
this.
Scan clear. Crossing in.
Door's locked. I'm gonna unlock it.
Clear.
Clear.
That's the lame way, though.
Okay, you want to blow it?
I want-
We can blow it.
I want to do the fun way. Hold on. I need a third
Beast, you want to help him out? So, Duff, which door are you going to smack, left or right?
Left.
Why?
Because that's the way I can dive back into cover quicker.
Well, if you smack the left door, then you're going to be... That door is going
That's
to
true.
open, and you're going to have first light.
I can back the right door.
But if you smack the right door, what are Grizzly's options to bail out of there if he takes a contact?
Absolutely none.
So which door is better here to actually whack open? There we go. Now, if we do it this way, if we single stack and you smack the right-hand door, now we're good. But the way it was set up...
Smack that shit.
Can you stand on the other side of that fridge? Thank you.
I feel like I need this space. Sorry.
No, you're
stand
cool
on his
being-
right shoulder.
Yeah, just stand like right here. That way,
stand on
when
his
I
right shoulder.
that way
Yeah,
when I bang
like
this, I'm just gonna dive into that or that left corner.
We're still running by the
Where are you
ROE
bailing
as if.
to? Are you bailing to the right?
I'm bailing left.
Yeah, he's bailing
Bailing
with Duff.
left?
Yeah.
Because he's going to smack
If
that
Duff
right-hand
is
door.
if Duff is wedged far enough in that corner.
Right.
I'll be
If I have to bail, I'm backing up.
Yes.
Whoever's behind me.
All right. Breaching.
breach.
Breach.
Green as grass.
I'm stuck.
Go ahead and move up, Banish.
Where to?
Pigeon.
Right, Duff.
Pigeonholing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
just
a
help
little
Beast.
stuck.
Duff,
Good.
you stay out of it. Let these two guys work.
Yep. I'm working on staying out of it.
Beast, you go ahead and cross right.
Roger. Ready?
Yep.
Good, Duff. Stairs, right side, watch. Open door, front.
Okay.
I've got
Beast,
space
let's go
left. Do I have anybody behind me?
Let's,
Yes, you got two.
let's hold right, fight left.
Okay, you wanna
Okay. Holding.
plate my right? I'm gonna go to the left.
Hey, copy.
They're moving.
Move.
Contact
Purple
left.
left.
Open door.
Gun, gun, gun.
I'm gonna wedge this door.
Copy.
Outdoors wedged,
Door's wedged.
I believe.
Yes, I got
Yes.
it in there.
Okay.
You guys go ahead and fight left to right. Right side's gonna hold.
Okay. He's working the
the
single
same.
door.
Beast,
Yeah,
we
I'm
can
still
move.
watching you right. Alright.
Contact, deep down the alleyway, right side. LSPD, show me your hands. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. You see him, Beast?
Yeah.
Good contact. Looks like he's pissing on the right side of that alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay, give it up.
I don't think he can hear you from back here.
Yeah. We got a wedge on that. Perfect. Lannis, Grizzly, can you guys get topside? Let us know if you need more.
Yep.
LSPD, show me your hands. Show me your hands now, sir.
Fucking on the ground, dude. Could you put it away? I really
Down on
don't
the
need to
ground,
see
on
it.
your knees.
I'm not the one you
On
want.
your knees. LSPD,
Please, no. I need
get
this.
down
Okay.
now.
Come on,
Door left.
Linus.
I'm not
Wait.
touching him.
Can
Yeah,
you
moving
walk
it back.
a little so you're on my left shoulder so you can see the top here?
I'm on your left shoulder. Yes.
Yep, keep walking up. There's like a white box. Tell me when you can see it.
I can see the box. Visual contact. There may be one more to the right. I'm not sure.
Take care of the hearing the guy below us.
I thought I saw him, but I could have just been rain.
Duff, can you hold?
Yeah.
Don't
I
see
just
anything
don't
up on the
wanna stand in front of the
roof.
door all the time.
Yeah, Beast, get topside. Atlantis, clear the top.
Good copy. Alright, I'm gonna start moving right. Start transferring your gun left, Grizzly. 3, 2, 1, move. Just follow me to the right side.
Okay.
Door's wedged.
Okay, this is
Drop
gonna
the
be a range
gun,
point,
drop
Duff.
the gun,
So
drop the
prep it.
gun, drop the gun, drop the gun.
You really didn't want him to drop the gun, did you? You wanted him to fight.
No.
Drop it
Oh,
if you feel
no.
like it.
I'm your hucklebearer.
Duff, can you hear me?
Flowing, I'm flowing, I'm flowing, and
Okay, but if we're in a situation with all people or something.
Holding your stick way down.
Roof is clear. Wedge that door.
Yeah, what's that door?
Sorry.
Boom and Duff. This is our entry point. We're gonna foothold. We're sitting down here.
Okay, door's wedged.
Coming back.
Don't worry, latency mins is on the way.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Makes you feel better. I'm also
On you,
all
Duff.
over the fucking place with my ping right now.
Not dead yet.
All right, all 6 stack in.
Breaching.
Breach.
See what happened.
Contact close.
I heard you. I'm not moving.
LSPD on the ground. High low boom. Did we take care of the civvy? Sweet.
She's working her way out the building right now.
Sending a flash in.
Roger.
Boom and Duff need one more. Let's go. LSPD, show us your hands.
With you.
Contact left. It's Grizzly.
Down on the ground. If you have a weapon, drop it now. Yeah, bail out. LSPD, drop the gun now. Let's get inside. We got a gray door. We need that closed and wedged off. We're gonna fight left through the hands door.
Duff, hold left.
It's kind of a funnel beast. I'm trying not to go in there yet.
No wedge.
I got your wedge.
Copy.
There we go. Okay, right side's taken care of. Let's work left.
Right, I'm gonna move up beast.
left.
Tap tap.
Yep, bring it in.
Open door right, half wall.
You can flow
Like
in. Beast.
adjoined room.
Yeah. Crossing.
Audible left. Cross.
Go on your right.
I got a
wedge.
civilian.
Clear hard left. Got a bunch of pictures and a chat room of some kind on a computer.
Alright, kid. From the top.
I don't like this.
We got a
Close
joined
door.
room. It's like a closet.
Fucking line.
You
Do
two
we
can
want to
take care
wedge
of it.
this door, or what's the plan here?
This
It's an open door.
Vanish and Duff, go ahead and bail back because we've got a hot wall here. Pull up Vanish
You
and
want
boom,
this?
clear room.
You want this wedge?
Nope, just
No,
bail back.
Ignore
Ignore
moving.
it. Wait. Bail.
bail back.
Bail. Bail.
Okay.
If they take a contact, they're going to shoot through the wall and start shooting towards your neck of the woods. So just bail back, let them take care of it, and then we can take your door.
Alright,
Door's
closet's
wedged.
wedged.
Sweet. Okay. Duff, Grizzly, your point.
Single stack on me.
Please,
Alright.
get my daughter out of here.
Go
Bring
and
it.
bail out, Beast. You don't have to watch 6 because we got everything
Blink.
pushed off.
Can you just let us go
Gotcha.
home?
Stacks in.
Got footsteps. Right side.
You want me to buy this? What you want me to do here?
Yep. Go ahead and pie around.
All right. It's opens up to the right.
All right. On you.
Okay. I'm gonna hook to the right.
Go ahead.
Hooking.
Hook.
Contact.
I'm pushing past.
Yep. I'm gonna stay on this door.
All right. We need more.
Okay, let's control the front. Vanish, Atlantis, get that door left. Take it.
Contact deep right.
All right. I'm gonna peek.
Was this all a dead end, Dubs?
Opening.
Yes.
Okay.
And clear, hard left.
Giving you a flash.
Cheers to
3, 2,
control. I got nothing.
Flashes out.
Alright, crossing.
Beast, let's go.
Cross.
Contact fled. Deep front.
Yeah, the joined room.
LSPD, if you have a weapon, drop it now.
Scan clear.
Holding left.
Yep. I got your bathroom here.
This door's jammed.
Good copy.
Beast,
Coming
work
out.
with Duff. Hard right.
Copy.
Contact on Dubs. Looks like a civvy. LSPD on the ground. If you have a weapon, show us now.
Got an open
Get
door.
down on the
open
ground.
Door, close left. Both left side.
Not compliant. On the ground. Now.
Don't shoot. It's just a television.
See anything?
With this
Looks like a
man on the
straight
right.
fatal.
I'm with you, Duff.
Yep.
Dubs needs
You're
one.
with me?
If we have one to spare.
Dubs.
Okay.
Dubs. You have one?
Go to Dubs. Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Can you get those doors shut on the right
Oh,
side?
all right.
I'll plate you.
Yes, sir.
Crossing these.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cross.
Who are you?
Watch for
LSPD,
Blue.
ma'am, stay down. Don't move.
That's
Doors wedged.
Sweet.
just gonna clear this.
Atlantis.
All right, this is clear. Let's go check this main lobby.
Single stacked on you, Dubs.
Okay, Dubs needs one more. We're
Crossing.
gonna clear this
Go
bathroom.
left.
Have a
Cross.
compliant civvy close.
God, someone
You have
call
two.
the cops.
Copy. Let's keep one with Boom. Moving.
We're good, Buff.
Move.
Clear deep.
I swear, I don't know anything. We've had a rough life. Do you
I'm over you, Boom.
Roger.
Stacked on you, Lannis.
Good
Atlantis'
copy.
point.
Another copy. Moving up.
Move.
Please, God, if you're out there, help.
Alright, let's flip it. I'll plug left, you flow right. Moving.
Good copy. Move.
Take it hard, Boom. Good stuff.
One adjoined.
Okay, doubles behind us are wedged.
Good copy.
I'm on you. Single stacked.
Alright.
Doors wedged.
Opening.
Boys, I think this is the roof. We got a wedge up here.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Should be.
Right, no
Clear space.
factor.
Okay,
High
high.
across.
Yep. Left, no
Gun
factor.
down, reload.
And clear.
Back in.
Cool. That's an all clear.
Doors wedged, no factor.
Check your ATACs. Order to chaos. Rescue all civvies. Apprehend bricks. Well done. Y'all have time for one more?
Yep.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
Player, left the game.
Uh-oh. Who'd we lose?
Jeebus Kleist.
Jeep's Christ.
We lost Jeebus.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't secure 3 dudes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, in with this team, when we play quote unquote realistically, we don't typically pick up the weapons. So the 7 pieces of evidence left behind, that shouldn't be a surprise in here. We typically don't pick up any of the guns because we're not really going for the points. If we were a real SWAT team moving through these scenarios, we would have a second team on standby called trailers, who would be following us as we breach through the space, and they would be taking care of the weapons that are falling behind. Ready or Not takes care of that by saying, like, oh, you put them like nice, neat little evidence bags, and that shows that you're being like a good police officer. But a real SWAT team moving through there would not take the time to set up coverage on all the possible angles and then break down the weapons like they would need to for evidence and everything else. They just wouldn't take that time. So we typically don't pick up the weapons. You're free to do it while you're here, and we're not doing a recording, but if we're playing realistically, we won't typically.
Yeah.
There was a couple of shooting in depth situations that didn't result in friendly fires. Vanish and Beast, you guys know what shooting in depth is?
Based on context.
Yeah, refresher.
Probably, but yes, a
Okay.
refresher is always good.
Yep. Let's say, because I can't point my weapon at anything. Let's go downstairs real quick so that we can actually point our weapons at things.
Okay.
And then Doofy, do you want to pick another mission? Something that's not too crazy, but something that's got some length to it as well.
Do one of the new ones?
Yeah,
We-
that or the...
The apartments. The apartments is pretty good. It's interesting from a CQB standpoint
Oh, I think I got ahead
when
of
you're dealing with
everybody.
multiple floors.
I think that's a little more complicated than I want to do. Let's go ahead and come this way
Okay.
right now. I'd rather not have to
sorry.
deal with multiple floors if I can. I'm headed this way.
Okay.
What about the
This is perfect right here.
that one server building that has the like the rooftop access?
What, mine
Oh,
job?
mine shot?
Mind
Yeah.
that's exactly what he picked. Okay,
There's also Ides of March too.
Beast, stand right here.
There's a bunch of adjoined rooms.
All the way up on the corner.
Aye, aye.
I don't know, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Like you're trying to see into the next room. Mind jot's fine. Mind jot will work. Go ahead and get right up on there like you're trying to see into the next room. Aggressively trying to see into the next room. Perfect, right there.
Okay, gotcha.
Right, give me space.
Nope,
Monkey man.
give you space.
Nope, not you.
Oh.
Vanish.
I was like, dude, I'm already like...
Vanish, come stand back here.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I'm going to flip this door. Yeah. I am a threat. This is called shooting in depth. Okay? Because in order for you to engage me...
Even a half step right, he's fucking roasted.
Yes. If you want to engage me, a threat, you're going to have to shoot uncomfortably close to one of your allies in order to manage that. Okay?
Yeah.
So, if you want to engage me, you need to do what's called muzzle before flesh before you responsibly fire your weapon.
So I need to get up on him so I'm like, I can't possibly shoot him.
Yep. You actually need to step a little bit further to your right and then a little bit further forward. Yeah. Ready or Not has pretty wild collision that prevents you from getting in there. Go ahead and take one step back and then one step to your left. Let's try that. Right there.
Right there.
Yep.
That's the spot.
That spot right there. That very sweet spot right there is your muzzle before flesh and Ready or Not. Okay? Beast, I need you to step to your right. I think it's your right. Boom. You see that? How as soon as he tries to step to his right, it pushes your weapon up and out of the way. That's Ready or Not's, again, I call it kind of clumsy way of sort of handling the muzzle before flesh. So now you can step to your left again, Beast. Go ahead and give him that little slot back. This is muzzle before flesh. You should not be shooting past a partner of yours unless you have that muzzle before flesh. Sometimes it's not feasible to actually be that close to your partner. So in those instances...
Sure, because he can't bail if he needs to bail if my fucking dick is in his butt.
Yeah. So in those instances, you have what's called the 1 foot, 1 meter rule. Okay? And that says that when you are really close to your partner, your weapon should never be closer than 1 foot to pointing at your partner. So there should always be a space of at least 1 foot from the point, the muzzle of your weapon, and the body of your partner. Okay? It extends to 1 meter if you're ever a distance from your partner. So go ahead and back up to where you were before, Vanish, and then we'll have you two switch so that you can see as well, Beast. Is there any angle from which you have a 1 meter distance that you can keep your weapon off of Beast?
No.
Not really.
Not at all.
So responsibly, you should not be engaging this contact. Okay? Also, Beast should have seen me as a contact long before he ever got onto the angle that he's on. So
yeah.
This doesn't happen very often.
Surprise! Surprise!
What's my... How should I be helping him? Should I be, prepping a tactical, like throwing a flashbang in there on top of him? Or how should I be...
You're out of the fight at that point.
I'm just praying that he doesn't die?
Yes, sir.
To a certain degree, he needs to be aware of where threats can come from that he can't handle. And if he can't handle that threat, he needs to call for support properly. And needs
not
to
your
have
circus, not your monkeys.
Yeah.
Hope to God that he doesn't take it. He just turns and runs so I can kill the guy.
Again, this I'm trying to set something up on short notice, but where I saw it happening the most was when we got to the double doors in the market and we popped them open. Beast was standing in a position much like this, and you were standing in a position much like you were. If you guys had taken a gunfight, you would have shot, right?
Well, that's why... No. Well, I probably wouldn't have shot immediately. That's why I stood behind him on his right shoulder and asked which way he was bailing.
Yep.
So that I could set my gun up in such a way that he wasn't going to bail into my line of sight. Like, I legitimately thought, if he bails right, I'm going to shoot him in the back of the head.
Yep.
Which way are you going to bail? He said left. I took another half step to the right so that I had a better angle because he was going to go left.
And you were unconsciously applying the 1 foot, 1 meter rule there, where you were trying to push to the point where your weapon was never closer than 1 meter to the body of your buddy.
Yes.
So that's good thinking. So now, Beast and Vanish, go ahead and switch real quick so that Beast can see what we're talking about with this whole shooting.
I mean, I'm also watching the stream, so I get...
Oh, perfect. Cool,
yeah.
you've already seen it. Let's do the mission.
Yeah.
That's enough of me.